How many lovers have you made today? Chapter 9, Part 2. Anon is about to turn to face Celestia, but is immediately glomped from behind as she envelopes him in her wings.
It's been a while.
Anon is thankful he's facing away from her as his heart aches. That feeling is still present, and having her this close is painful. Nevertheless, he focuses on his task, turns around in her grasp, and returns the hug. Yeah, a lot's been going on. Sorry for leaving without a word.
I understand.
Celestia sighs happily, taking in his musk as it calms her.
The festival is only days away. I'm glad you're here.
Thankfully, things have calmed down. Anon and her pull away. Would you like to have lunch? Celestia glows at the idea.
I wouldn't turn your offer away.
This is working out as Anon planned. He wanted to spend the entire day doing what Celestia wants, just before finishing everything with the party. I hope you don't mind, but I'd like to go out to eat this time. Celestia's ears perk up.
What was that?
Would you like to go out to eat? Anon offers with a faint smile. We eat at the castle so regularly, I imagined a change of pace would be nice.
Of course.
When she thought they had left, her filly thoughts come rushing back. With reddened cheeks, Celestia tries her best to remain calm.
Do you have some place in mind?
I made reservations. Anon answers, waiting for her to join him. Follow me. With Anon guiding the way, Celestia calms down by resting her head against his shoulder as they walk. For Anon, the gesture isn't abnormal, but the pain inside of him unquestionably is. A week wasn't enough time for him to overcome the overwhelming emotions Celestia causes him. It's torture being this close to her, but he can't stop now. He'll endure this pain for now to ensure everything goes according to plan. And once the party is over, he can take time to snuff out the love he has for her. And from there, things will finally return to normal.
I can do this. I can do this.
Twilight drones to herself.
Hi, I'm Twilight Sparkle. Would you like me to wash your foal?
Her too long of a smile drops as she studies herself in the mirror.
Only a deranged pony would simply stroll up to a random family and ask that.
I don't get why you want to start full sitting. Spike observes, setting a few books back onto the shelf.
I told you, Spike, I need the bits. And after contemplating it for a while, I deemed it would work out.
Twilight uses her hooves to move around her lips, trying to make the perfect smile. With his claws clear, Spike turns around to face Twilight. Twilight, you're smart, but I doubt you can take care of a foal. Almost dropping the mirror held in her magic, Twilight whips around to confront Spike.
What does that mean?
In a puff of smoke, the mirror she held vanishes.
I took care of you, didn't I?
Well, Spike thinks that over. Yeah, I suppose, but that's besides the point. Wouldn't you like a job you're good at? Spike taps a claw to his chin. Why not teach at the Gifted Unicorn School?
That's not a bad idea. Still, their approval process is too long. I need these bits as fast as possible.
And becoming a foal sitter is the fastest? Spike mocks. You'd have a better chance performing magic on the street. Twilight grits her teeth.
Why does getting a job have to be so difficult? I only need enough bits to get Trixie her permit so she can forgive me and we can make amends.
Spike blinks a few times at her outburst. Wow, that's more than I expected. Seriously, Twilight, you shouldn't rush this kind of thing. Maybe you can clean up around the castle for a little. I know Feather Duster could use a helping hoof.
Me? A maid.
Twilight thinks it over.
Well, I suppose it couldn't hurt.
That's the spirit. Spike runs beside Twilight and drags her to the door. I know her pretty well. Let's go see her now. Twilight can't help her smile as she follows Spike.
All right, no need to pull me. I'm coming.
Anon, table for two. Since walking in, the pony standing behind the podium has been staring at the princess with a slack jaw and wide eyes. Anon would say this is standard, but he's here for a reason. And having him gawk at Celestia isn't going to move things along. So, he snaps his fingers in front of him to catch his attention. Excuse me? I said Anon, table for two.
Terribly sorry, sir.
With haste, the pony looks over his ledger.
Yes, Anon. Please, follow me.
Putting on his best airs, the pony apprehensively leads Anon and Celestia through the restaurant. Anon scans the room, finding many of the ponies in awe as they follow their princess as she gracefully walks past. Celestia is lost in this moment, but out of instinct, offers each pony a slight nod of acknowledgement before passing by. On the walk there, Anon thinks over his plan one more time. After their meal, he'll take her strolling through the park to unwind for a few hours, and on their way back to the castle, he'll pull her off into a store that has a special order for him. But he'll keep that from her until they're alone. Lyra gave him a great idea during their week together. The cake and party were fine, but she also suggested that Anon should get the princess a gift. He was so preoccupied with making sure everything was flawless that he almost skipped the most crucial thing about her birthday, the present. After some discussion, they concluded that a horn ring would be perfect, as Celestia doesn't ordinarily wear anything other than a regalia, and getting her a cake would be moot, as he's already made one. So, Anon went looking around for the perfect gift, with Lyra and Bonbon in tow. It took some time, but he ultimately settled on one he felt fit Celestia correctly. It wasn't elaborate, just a simple gold ring with a few purple gems set into it, like the ones on her crown. He even had it engraved with the date of her birthday, so she'd never forget. It cost him a hefty sum of bits, as he needed to get it on the day of her birthday, meaning he had to pay the pony overtime. That was fine by him, as he had a lot of money thanks to Bonbon stashing it into the bank account she got for him. If this all goes according to the plan, then Celestia will be speechless. Indeed, a birthday she'll cherish for a long time. At least, he assumes so. While Anon thinks, Celestia is preoccupied by her Philly thoughts. She can't believe they're together, having lunch in a public setting. It's almost as if they're on a date. An explosion of redness crosses her face as they take their seats across from one another. "What can I get you two?" the waiter asks. Despite her thoughts, Celestia can already feel the answer leaving her before it even registers in her mind.
He'll have a Hydra steak, medium rare. Did I just answer for him?
Celestia's concerns that Anon will notice her rapidly growing blush if she keeps this up, but she pushes onward.
I'll have the rose petal salad.
The waiter hesitates before scribbling down what she asked for.
Very well, princess.
Anon laughs a bit as he watches the waiter bolt off towards the kitchen. "They don't serve meat here," Anon informs Celestia. "Not that I'm complaining." Now her redness is more from embarrassments than anything else.
Well, I'm sure what they provide will be entertaining.
As things settle down, Celestia's thoughts start romanticizing the situation. Anon will rest a hand on her hoof, perhaps even kiss her right in front of every pony. The fantasy before her fades as she buries her Philly thoughts and tries to enjoy this rare occasion.
How have things been with your associates?
Anon's smile slips for a moment. Yeah, that. Sorry for disappearing so suddenly. It just happened, and they needed my help." Celestia rests a hoof on his hand.
I'm not upset, just curious is all.
Anon wants to tear his hand away from Celestia. Just having it there burns. But he remains calm and tries to play the part. "Well, things are better. We set everything out on the table this time, and it was nice getting back into the kitchen. I guess Fancy Pants sent them an invite to the festival." Celestia nods knowingly.
Fancy sent me a letter about it a few days before approaching them. So 2 days until the festival. I hope you and your associates are ready.
As subtle as he can, Anon pulls his hand away. "We have all our bases covered. We've been stockpiling candy just for that day, and even have additional ingredients should we sell everything we have in stock."
Always prepared.
Celestia compliments. "Bonbon had the plan. I just made sure things stayed on track." Anon feels as if Bonbon already had everything under control, but he missed having something to do, and the hectic nature of the festival provided him with some release from his thought of Celestia. It's going to work out, though. All in all, I can't complain about how things have turned out.
I'm delighted to hear that.
The both of them notice a waiter standing beside them with 2 plates being held in his magic.
Sorry to keep you waiting.
He sets them down before giving a bow.
Enjoy.
Glancing over his steak, Anon allows himself a chortle at what's before him. Calling it a steak would be a mockery of all the steaks he's had. It's burnt in numerous places, cut poorly, and he's more than sure it's undercooked. Taking his knife and slicing into it, he confirms it's more raw than rare. Well, he wasn't coming here for himself anyways. So, how has your week been? Anon asks, pushing his plate away.
Boring.
Celestia teleports away his meal and summons a new plate for him. This one is properly cooked and seasoned.
Thank the chef when we get to the castle.
Anon smiles. I will, but thank you for having it prepped ahead of time.
We're having lunch. I wouldn't dare share it alone.
You're too good to me. Anon states, cutting into a steak.
You deserve it.
Celestia remarks. Man, imagine having that odd luxury of preparing a meal just in case the current restaurant meal sucks. God, they're living it up. Anyway, let's get on to our lively donators. Top donators: Jessie Smith, Star 630, BadassWaffle, Only One Thing, Ceru, Orion, and IronSky. Matchbook 109, JockeTF, Darkside, Rayden, Narwhals, Blackmoonheart, Pastel, Skies, Austin, Rolan, Stu Hex, Starbrother, Mordred, Armicon, Library, Winslet, 9852, Will, Chris Twinkie, Riot Soul, Shadow Moon, Luigi 88, Chancellor Quest, Pixie 369, Bobcat, GGF, Murder Princess, and many more gorgeous people. Thank you all so much for watching this video and live life to the fullest.